Now, what about Princess Beatrice and Eugenie? They've, of course, fled the UK and are reportedly barely holding it together, Josh.
Royal experts are warning Princess Beatrice of York that her loyalty to her disgraced father could destroy her own reputation. New photographs from the Jeffrey Epstein files have reignited the scandals surrounding Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, and his eldest daughter now faces an impossible choice between family loyalty and royal survival. The images released by the US Department of Justice on December 20th, 2025, show Andrew sprawled across the laps of 5 women at Sandringham House, Queen Elizabeth II's beloved private estate. The photograph, taken years ago but only now made public, captures the former Duke of York with what one commentator described as a wolfish grin in one of the most sacred spaces of the British monarchy. For Princess Beatrice of York, watching her father's humiliation play out in real time, these pictures represent more than just another scandal. They're a threat to everything she's worked to build. Royal experts and commentator Helena Chard didn't mince words when she told Fox News Digital that Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie will need to be careful and keep their distance from their parents to a degree to protect their credibility.
Yes, that's right. Both of them have fled the UK. Princess Beatrice, I think she's been spotted with a business economic initiative in Saudi Arabia.
The warning couldn't be clearer. Continue supporting your father and risk being dragged down with him. But Beatrice, now 37 and a mother of 2 with husband Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, isn't backing down. Just 4 days after her father announced he would relinquish his titles on October 17, 2025, she was photographed visiting him at Royal Lodge in Windsor. While her sister, Princess Eugenie, has reportedly cut off their father entirely, Beatrice continues to stand by the man who once walked her down the aisle, who taught her to ride horses, and who remains, despite everything, her dad. The stakes couldn't be higher. Princess Beatrice has spent years carefully rebuilding her reputation from the early days when she was mocked for her fashion choices and dismissed as a party princess. She's carved out a respected role as an advocate for dyslexia awareness, works in artificial intelligence and technology consulting, and has maintained dignity through years of family scandal. All of that could crumble if she makes the wrong choice.
So, and actually, Princess Beatrice has been smiling for the pictures. Of course, both Beatrice and Eugenie will both actually carry on. They will still hold both their princess titles and their York titles.
The new Jeffrey Epstein files release represents the latest devastating blow to Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's already shattered reputation. After his catastrophic 2019 BBC Newsnight Emily Maitlis interview, his association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and his civil settlement with Virginia Giuffre in 2022, many thought Andrew's fall from grace was complete. These photographs prove there's always further to fall. The image of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor at Sandringham House isn't just embarrassing. It's a violation of everything the royal family represents. Sandringham isn't just any property. It's where the royals spend Christmas, where Queen Elizabeth II found solace in her final years, where generations of monarchs have gathered in private. The idea that Jeffrey Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell had access to such intimate royal spaces, and that Andrew facilitated it, strikes at the heart of the institution's credibility.
As well. So actually they're very different from Prince Andrew and of course his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, who is understood now. I originally predicted that she would stay with Prince Andrew. Now she's reportedly been telling sources close to her and friends that actually she's making alternative arrangements.
Royal commentator Richard Kay captured the grotesque nature of the revelation perfectly when he wrote in the Daily Mail, "Could there be a more grotesque postscript to Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's former royal life than that photograph of him draped over the laps of 5 young women with a wolfish grin on his face? For the royal family, it's a nightmare scenario that dulls the shine of an institution that must remain above scandal." patron of the Outward Bound Trust in November 2025, symbolically reclaiming a role her father had been forced to abandon after his disgrace. As one insider noted, the daughter reclaiming what the father lost, not for him, but for the family name. It was meant to be a moment of redemption for the York family. Instead, it's now overshadowed by fresh revelations of her father's past. The financial implications add another layer of complexity to Princess Beatrice's dilemma. The sisters, aged 37 and 35, have watched their expected £30 million inheritance effectively vanish as their father is forced to give up Royal Lodge Windsor, the 30-room Windsor mansion that was their childhood home.
I think when Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson were living in that 30-room, that expansive Royal Lodge residence on the Grand Windsor estate, they had separate areas. There was enough space to keep their distance.
Andrew's 75-year lease, secured in 23 for just £1 million and an annual rent of one peppercorn if demanded, is being revoked. The property reverts to the Crown estate, and with it goes any hope of financial security the sisters might have expected. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond issued her own warning to the sisters, stating that, so far, they have emerged relatively unscathed, although personally, I think they would be wise to curtail their business activities and visits to the dripping with money venues of the Middle East. Her message was clear. They need to be careful not to become tarred with the same brush as their parents. The Christmas period of 2025 perfectly illustrated the impossible position Princess Beatrice finds herself in. While she and Princess Eugenie attended the traditional Christmas Day walk at Sandringham House, their parents were notably absent. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and Sarah Ferguson didn't spend Christmas with the royal family, marking a complete break from tradition. Reports suggested that Royal Lodge Windsor, usually festive with wreaths and Christmas trees, was conspicuously bare this year. Sources described Andrew as being very much like the Grinch, with festive cheer in short supply. Yet even as her father became increasingly isolated, Princess Beatrice reportedly struggled with the decision. Some reports claim she told friends she was tormented by recent developments and opted to go skiing with friends rather than attend royal gatherings. The pressure of choosing between family loyalty and royal duty was taking its toll emotionally. The divide between the sisters has become another source of pain for Princess Beatrice. While she desperately tries to maintain relationships with both her father and the wider royal family, sources claim Princess Eugenie has cut their dad off, leading to many heated arguments between the sisters.
But Princess Beatrice and Eugenie, it must be so tough for them, because notwithstanding the fact that Prince Andrew still denies all allegations of wrongdoing, Princess Beatrice and Eugenie are completely innocent. They've had absolutely nothing to do with it. They have no responsibility.
Beatrice allegedly thinks Eugenie's being heartless, while royal expert Afua Hagen characterises Eugenie's decision as self-preservation, motivated by protecting her family from guilt by association. Prince William's reported opposition to his cousins being in the spotlight adds another complicating factor. According to entertainment reporter Rob Shooter, the future king is strongly opposed to Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie taking prominent roles, despite royal author Robert Jobson claiming that Prince William believes Beatrice and Eugenie must not be punished for their father's alleged sins. King Charles III's handling of the situation has drawn criticism for putting the sisters in an impossible position. Royal commentator criticism of Charles's decision to parade the daughters of his disgraced brother Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor during the Christmas walk, at precisely the moment when their father's humiliation had once again been freshly underlined, highlights how the sisters have become pawns in a larger game. The recent sighting of Princess Beatrice horseback riding with her father and 4-year-old daughter, Sienna Mapelli Mosey, on January 24, 2026, just weeks before Andrew must vacate Royal Lodge Windsor, suggests she hasn't heeded the experts' warnings. Spending over 45 minutes riding in Home Park on the Windsor Castle grounds, Beatrice appeared to be giving her father precious time with his granddaughter before his exile to a remote property on the Sandringham estate. Reports of a secret deal between King Charles III and Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor add another twist to the story. According to these accounts, Andrew only agreed to leave Royal Lodge Windsor if his daughters were welcomed back into the royal fold. The deal allegedly ensures that while his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, would also lose her title, there would be no action taken against their daughters. If true, this arrangement puts Princess Beatrice in the extraordinary position of being both her father's lifeline to royal legitimacy and his potential downfall. Vanity Fair royal correspondent Katie Nicholl captured the tragedy of the sisters' situation.
Over their parents, they're just trying to get on with their lives, their own careers, while still maintaining some sort of connection with the royal family to appear on certain public events when required. This must be deeply embarrassing for them.
Their daughters are the most unfortunate victims. They've had to suffer in silence and have been dignified in their silence. For years, they've watched their father's reputation crumble while trying to maintain their own standing and protect their children from the fallout. As Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor faces his final days at Royal Lodge Windsor before the February move-out deadline, Princess Beatrice of York faces her most crucial test. The experts' warnings grow louder with each new revelation about her father's past. Her sister, Princess Eugenie, has chosen self-preservation over family loyalty. The institution she was born to serve demands she distance herself from the man who gave her life. Yet Princess Beatrice continues to choose love over logic, loyalty over self-interest. Whether this decision will ultimately save her father or destroy them both remains the greatest unanswered question in the modern British monarchy. In a world where royal reputation is everything, Princess Beatrice is gambling hers on the belief that family comes first. The experts warn it's a bet she cannot afford to lose. So the question becomes this: can Princess Beatrice continue to walk that narrow line between personal loyalty and public consequence? Or will moments like the Windsor photographs force a clearer choice sooner rather than later? I would love to know what you think. Is it reasonable to expect her to manage that balance? Or is the scrutiny now simply too intense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest royal developments, make sure you're subscribed.